If you've got a colleague who isn't moving a project forward and it feels like you've hit solid granite with them, nothing budging no matter how hard you push, that's a rock. And today I want to talk about the rock, who is type 8 in my 9 types of difficult people. On the surface, a rock is usually calm, dependable, and unshakable. But underneath, they're gripping the foundation so tightly that nothing can shift until they're convinced that it's safe. And that's where the problems start. Progress slows, deadlines slide, and everyone else ends up wondering why everything takes so long. So here's what's really going on. Rocks have an instinct for how everything fits together. They see the invisible plumbing of an organization, all the connections and dependencies, and they worry that if one valve is turned too quickly, something somewhere else will burst. Their resistance isn't laziness, it's not awkwardness, it's fear that something important will break. I once worked with a rock who was responsible for a key operational system. And whenever the leadership team launched a new project, he'd nod, take the papers, and then disappear for weeks. When I asked how things were going, he'd say, "Oh, fine, we're tidying up the old database first." And of course, what he really meant was, I'm making sure the foundations are solid before I build on top. And the problem was, no one else knew that progress wasn't happening. Well, if you're leading or coaching a rock, the worst thing you can do is to treat their caution as negativity. Instead, show that you understand the risks they're guarding against. Demonstrate your own sense of responsibility, that you've thought through the consequences and involve them early on in the planning for things. You should ask them, what do you think could go wrong here? And really listen to their answer. Because once they know you value their foresight, they'll shift from blocker to ally. And if you're working alongside a rock, persuasion works best when it's framed as problem avoidance. So don't say, we need to do this to innovate. Do say, we need to do this so it doesn't cause bigger problems later on. Speak their language of prevention and continuity. And if you report to a rock, remember that they often hold themselves and their teams to very high standards. They'll put in long hours keeping everything running smoothly and will expect the same from you. So it helps to set clear boundaries early and to show you're dependable without letting their workload quietly swallow yours. When rocks are at their best, they're the calm center of the storm, solid, consistent, trusted by everyone. They see how the moving parts connect. They anticipate problems before they appear, and they give organizations the stability that allows real progress to happen. When you recognize that and include them properly, rocks stop being barriers and become the foundation of lasting success. So for more on how to turn challenging dynamics into great working relationships, look out for the 9 types of difficult people, follow me here, or get in touch if you want more coaching and support.